everyone, welcome back. Emily and Nicole here, and today we have a special guest with us, so keep watching.
Here on our channel, we like to enlighten, encourage, and inspire all kinds of writers.
So what better way to encourage all of you than to introduce you to one of our fellow writers.
And we've got a special treat because it is Christmas time. And so our writer is
Mrs. Claus.
We have Mrs. Claus with us today!
Did you know she's a writer? Mrs. Claus is a writer. So Mrs. Claus is actually, in real life, named Jill Vanderwood. And she is a wife, a mother, a grandmother, an author, a quilter. And then just in December, she is also all those things plus Mrs. Claus.
Jill, where are you from?
I'm living in Malad, Idaho right now. We live in my husband's grandfather's home.
Whoa.
They bought it in 1923.
What?
Very cool.
I have 4 children.
Okay.
They're not children anymore. And they have 9 grandchildren and
Nice.
3 great.
Whoa! 3 great-grandchildren. That is amazing.
Okay.
And how long have you been writing?
I started writing when I was in my 50s, when I had grandchildren. I published the first book in 2006.
You are a veteran of this process
Yes.
of writing and publishing.
We actually asked Jill to come dressed up as Santa's helper, Mrs. Claus, because she also writes Christmas stories. So would you mind showing us some of the stuff you write?
Santa's Mysterious Boot, and it was inspired by my husband, who is Santa. It's kind of like a Cinderella story,
Oh.
where some boys are trying to catch Santa in act. And he has this boot that is doing magic things. It will make snow, it plays Christmas music, and it also has a turbo boost to put him up this chimney.
That's
And-
fantastic. Yes.
He actually loses his boot on his way up the chimney.
Yes, I
So-
love that.
When he loses his boot, they use a scheme to try to catch him. With the boot teaches them a lesson, and he has them go to the homeless shelter and different places.
Uh-huh.
And then they learn the lesson that actually the boot plays music and people put money in it, and then they donate the money.
So they don't catch Santa.
Not really, but
Okay.
they catch the Christmas spirit.
Ah!
I love that. That's
that is a
great.
beautiful tagline.
This book has won the Gold Quill from the League of Utah Writers.
Oh, awesome.
And it also has a seal of approval for all ages from the Dove Foundation.
And we will
Yes.
put the link to Jill's webpage and her Amazon page where you can buy her books. It'll be in our description.
And maybe we'll put it right here
Yeah, maybe there too.
and here.
Floating in. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about your young adult books?
My latest series is called The Path You Choose. The first book is about gun safety, where kids find a gun and they play around with it, and I wanted to teach kids that they have a choice and that they can make a choice not to play around with this gun. And when they do, something bad could happen. So these are 2 books in the series, The Path You Choose, and they're about kids that go to a party and there's alcohol being served. One is from a boy's point of view, which is On the Rocks, and Cheers is from the girl's point of view. Usually boys are more influenced by other boys, and girls are influenced by other girls at that age.
Check out The Path You Choose for all of your kids' gift ideas. Great idea. Today, Jill, we want to play a game with you. So everyone watching, we're going to play a little game with Jill. All right, here we go. Jill Vanderwood was perfectly content being a stay-at-home mom and hairdresser until one day, choice number 1, she found buried treasure in her yard, or choice number 2, she started having grandchildren and making up stories for them.
I think it would be number 2.
Oh.
Although buried treasure would not
Only
be
I
bad.
really would like the treasure.
Yeah, treasure would be really nice.
So Jill, tell us a little bit more about that. So you started having grandkids. This was like after you had your first, or was it after a few?
I had a few. I would tell them stories, but every time they wanted me to tell them Jack and the Beanstalk. I thought, well, why don't I just do my own stories?
So when Jill started making up stories for her grandchildren, she decided to, choice number 1, become a professional desert fibers weaver. Not sure what that is. And or 2, become a professional writer of greatness.
Jill, what did you do?
I became a writer. I'm not sure I was great at
It
first,
is writer
but I
of greatness.
was working on it.
Yay!
No, Jill Vanderwood, writer of greatness. Okay, her head was full of ideas, so she got some notebooks, she got a keyboard that could take some pounding, and she got to work. But first she needed to decide who was gonna read her books. Choice number 1, robots, chickens, and elves, or choice number 2, children, teens, and lovers of Christmas everywhere.
Well, it wouldn't be bad for elves.
I was gonna say,
I mean, really, they'd probably like to read their own stories. But probably children, grandparents, young adults.
the best is when, as an adult, reading to a child, you get a book that both can enjoy, right? And it's hard to find those, so well done, Jill.
She finished some Christmas books and some YA books and children's books, and then she decided to, number 1, send the teetering stack of manuscripts to a traditional publisher and take her chances. Number 2, submit her work to small presses and self-publish.
I did the second one.
Awesome.
So did you self-publish first, or did you do small press first?
I self-published first.
Right.
I
That's
had one press that I did publish with, and they weren't doing anything for me, so I took it back and self-published it.
This is great to know.
The writer's road is like wiggly and it's never straight, right? It's never just a straight shot from one to the other.
It's kind of like the path you choose. Yeah, nothing's ever a straight line.
Never.
Wasn't for us, and
it wasn't for Jill, but
no.
We're so excited that Jill's here. We're so happy to have met her. So now you get the choice. Are you gonna go buy Jill's books immediately, pause this video and buy them now, or are you gonna wait until the video's over? Those are your only 2 choices, but go buy Jill's books.
Thank you so much for coming today, Jill. It's been a delight.
So if you are an author in Utah, a writer in Utah, and you're interested in joining our community or being on our show, please comment, please send us a message. We'll get back to you. But what we really want you to do is have a Merry Christmas and go buy Jill's books.